What does it take for one of America's most powerful men to vanish without a trace? On July 30th, 1975, Jimmy Hoffa, the legendary and feared leader of the Teamsters Union, drove to a lunch meeting and was never seen again. This wasn't just any union boss. Hoffa was an icon who had the government in one pocket and the mob in the other. So how did he disappear in broad daylight? For decades, the FBI has chased ghosts, digging up fields and following mafia rumors. Today we're cutting through the noise to unravel the final hours of Jimmy Hoffa and explore the theories behind America's greatest unsolved mystery. To understand the mystery, you have to understand the man. James Riddle Hoffa was a force of nature. He dragged the Teamsters Union to the height of its power, securing middle-class lives for millions. But that power was built on a dark alliance. Hoffa famously used the union's pension fund as the mob's personal piggy bank, financing Las Vegas casinos. This made him powerful enemies, most notably Attorney General Robert F. Kennedy. The feds finally nailed Hoffa, and he went to prison in 1967 for jury tampering and fraud. He was freed in 1971 by President Nixon, but with one condition. He was banned from all union activity until 1980. For Hoffa, that was a fate worse than prison. He immediately launched a legal battle to reclaim his throne, a direct threat to the new leadership and their mob partners who wanted him gone for good. Hoffa was warned to back down. He didn't. That defiance sealed his fate. July 30th, 1975. Hoffa drove to the Machus Red Fox restaurant for a supposed 2 p.m. meeting with two heavy hitters, Detroit mob enforcer Anthony "Tony Jack" Giacalone and New Jersey capo Anthony "Tony Pro" Provenzano. He got there, but they didn't. At 2:15 he made his last known phone call to his wife, complaining he'd been stood up. Witnesses saw an impatient Hoffa in the parking lot, then saw him get into a maroon Mercury with several other men. The car sped off. The next day, Hoffa's own car was found unlocked in the same lot. The maroon Mercury, which belonged to Giacalone's son, became the key piece of evidence. A police dog picked up Hoffa's scent in the back, and years later a single hair found inside was linked by DNA to his family line. But from that parking lot, the trail went cold. The FBI investigation, codenamed Hoffex, pointed to one conclusion: a mob hit. This remains the leading theory. Hoffa's comeback threatened the mob's access to the Teamsters pension fund, and his enemy, Tony Pro Provenzano, had the motive to order the hit. The professionalism of the crime, no body, no witnesses, screams mafia. Years later, a new story emerged from Frank the Irishman Sheeran, a Hoffa associate who claimed on his deathbed that he was the killer. His detailed confession became the basis for the movie The Irishman. But when the FBI investigated the house where Sheeran claimed the murder happened, bloodstains they found were not a DNA match for Hoffa. Most investigators now consider his story a fabrication. So if he was killed, where is the body? This leads to the third major theory. His body was immediately moved out of state, possibly stuffed in a drum and shipped to a mob-controlled landfill in New Jersey. The most famous rumor was that he was buried under Giants Stadium. But after decades of searching farms, landfills, and even under the stadium when it was demolished in 2010, every single dig has come up empty. How does a man that famous just vanish? The answer lies in the mafia's unbreakable code of silence, Omerta. The main suspects, including Giacalone and Provenzano, took their secrets to the grave. Without a body or a murder weapon, a conviction is nearly impossible. Jimmy Hoffa was declared legally dead in 1982. His disappearance marked the end of an era, a chilling reminder of the deep ties between organized labor and the mob. The case remains officially open, a ghost in American history and a question that will likely never be answered. What do you think happened to Jimmy Hoffa? Drop your theory in the comments below. And for more deep dives into history's greatest unsolved mysteries, make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell.